Hey, it's me again with my blog. It's the 29th of November. I'm round my old man's. We're recording his podcast. His Catman Jack 50s Hop. Rocking and rolling, bopping and strolling, jumping and jiving, 50s Hop. That's coming later on today for the November show. So if you like a bit of rock and roll, rockabilly and that kind of thing, then make sure you tune into my dad's podcast. My dad's Rocking and Rolling podcast. I'm a bit drunk already. I've had a Chinese. And I've got to do a show with my dad, podcast. So yeah, tune into that. Me and my dad being rather drunk, playing rock and roll tunes. Yeah, so West Ham lost today, 4-0. I won't say any more about that. Right, let's just do history on this day and a poem. And then I've got to go because I've got to do this podcast with my dad. I already mentioned that. Right, so on this day in history, the 29th of November, in the year 1877, American inventor Thomas Edison demonstrates the principle of his phonograph, or speaking machine. So this is the first vinyl, is it? This is the first recordings of human voice and whatever noise onto a wax cylinder or plastic, whatever it was they did in them days, vinyl. So yeah, cool. Right, and on this day in 1919, American-born Lady Nancy Astor becomes the first woman member of Parliament to take her seat. Okay, so that's one for the sisters. Yay! And on this day in 1990, the UN approves the use of force for only the second time in its history to drive Iraq out of Kuwait. The old United Nations. Okay. Let's just do a poem, then I'm off because I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. I've got to do a podcast with me old man. Oh my god, this is a long poem. Oh, sorry. It's by Robert Pinsky. It was born in 1940. It's called Poem About People. It's rather long. I'm going to get it all wrong, probably. Let me take some Old Peculiar. Right. Poem About People by Robert Pinsky. The jaunty crop-haired greying women in grocery stores, their clothes boyish and neat, new mittens or clean sneakers. Clean hands, hips not bad still, buying ice cream, steaks, soda, fresh melons and soap, or the big balding young men in work shoes and green work pants, beer belly and white t-shirt, the porky walk back to the truck, polite, possible, to feel briefly like Jesus. A gust of diffuse tenderness crossing the dark spaces to where the drive self burrows or nests something that stirs. Watching the kinds of people on the street for a while, but how love falters and flags when anyone's difficult eyes come into focus. Terrible gaze of a unique soul, its needs unknowable, my friend. In his divorced school teacher apartment, his own unsuspected paintings hung everywhere, which his wife kept in a closet. Not, he says, that she wasn't perfectly right, or me mishearing. My rock radio sing my pretty self. The angels wished him dead, all. The hideous sudden stare of self, soul showing through like the lizard. Ancestry showing in the frontal gaze of a robin busy on the lawn. In the movies, when the sensitive young Jewish soldier nearly drowns, trying to rescue the thrashing anti-Semitic bully swimming across the river raked by Nazi fire. The awful part is the truth. Hate my whole kind but me, love me for myself. The weather changes in the black of night, and the dream wind bowling across. The sopping open spaces of roads, golf courses, parking lots, flails a commotion in the dripping treetops. Tries a half-rotten shingle or a down-hung branch, and we all dream it, the dark wind crossing the wide spaces between us. Yeah, that was a poem. Made a couple of tiny cock-uppets. But, yeah, that was a poem. I'm off. I'll be back tomorrow with another blog. Cheers.